So now the various types of wage payment plans. We are already aware of the two basic, that is, one is time based and the other is output based. When I say time based wage system plan, so it means that we are paying the worker on the basis of number of hours he is spending. So let's say for one day we are paying him rupees 100, so the daily wage rate, or we are saying that we are giving him for 1 hour, let's say rupees 10 per hour, or we can also say for that I am giving for a month, let's say rupees 500. So all are time based. It time based system is good for beginners, and it is good in case that you want to have quality output. And this is a method which guarantees wage payment. But on the other hand, output based is on the basis of number of units produced. So here if I talk about quality, here is when I need more of quantity. It guarantees wages, it does not guarantee wages. And beginners, of course, will never like output based, that is, unit based system or giving them wages. So there are various other methods also. One is Taylor's differential piece rate system. As the name tells, Taylor, it was given by F.W. Taylor, father of scientific management. He said that we should have a piece rate system in which we should penalize the slow worker. उसको इतना थोड़े पैसे दें कि he is compelled to leave the organization. That is, he said there should be two, one for high performers and the other one for low performers, or you can say the slow workers. Now, two wage rates, that is high piece rate for high performers and low piece rate for slow performers. Now, let me give you an example. Let suppose standard output fixed is 100 units and there are two workers A and B. A produced 101 and B produced 99 units. So according to Taylor, A is efficient and B is a slow performer or slow worker. He has not performed up to the task. So he's giving reward to A. According to him, the worker A should be rewarded and B should be penalized. Now, penalize का मतलब over here is giving him low wages. So if we are giving, the piece rate says 3 rupees for the person who is achieving the output and 1 rupee for the person who is not achieving. So you can very well see we multiply them A will be given 303, and on the contrary B will receive only rupees 99. So B automatically, just he was short of 1 unit only, but still he has to get 99 rupees only, because according to Taylor he should be penalized. So I think, students, that this method is telling you that this method will not work for beginners again. Even if just 1 unit short, you're not going to be rewarded. No minimum wages are being guaranteed over here. And the other thing is that it will not give any sort of an incentive for to be to improve his situation, because he knows he, even if next time if situation is out of control and he is not able to produce, he will be getting lesser amount. So automatically we will leave the organization. So come to the next one. Next is Marik's multiple piece rate system. Now Marik rate pieces system is little bit improvement than the Taylor system. So my 3 arrows might be telling you that there is something for the workers. Yes. So the performance is, if I say performance on one hand, and on the other hand side I write the piece rate. Here the performance starts from 83%. If 83% less, then we can say 83%. This is the performance levels. I'll explain of which thing I am calculating. This performance is a percentage of standard output. Ordinary piece rate. Here he is being given 110% of ordinary piece rate. Here he is getting 120% of ordinary piece rate. Let me explain how to calculate the performance percentage. Performance percentage should be calculated as actual output divided by standard output into 100. Let's take example A. Suppose A produced 500 units and the standard output is 1000. So how much A has worked? His performance is 50%. Let us take example of B. B 850 units, standard 1000 into 100. This is, I have assumed, example. This is an example where standard output I have taken as 1000 units, and we are calculating the performance in terms of percentage of A, B, and B, C, and D. So A has made 500 units, B made 850 units, C made 1000 units, and D made 1100 units. So performance in terms of percentage, B is 85%, C is 100%, and D is 110%. Now let's see the Marik Multiple chart, it says that if your performance is less than 83%, now A is performing less than 83%. So if the performance is less than 83%, A is to be paid only the ordinary piece wages. Ordinary piece wages, suppose if the rate is rupee 1 per unit, he will be given only 1 rupee per unit. So how much A produced? 500. So 500 into 1 is 500. His wages would be 500. B, 85% performance. And from 83 to 200, we have to pay 110% of the piece rate. Now 110% of piece rate means I will be calculating 110% of piece rate, and that is rupee 1. So it comes out to be rupees 1.1. So let us see the B's performance. B, 85%. I have to pay him. How much? I have to pay him 110%. So how much did he produce? He produced 850. So 850 into 1.1. Similarly, we'll be doing the computation later. 1000, he produced 1000 was the standard percentage 100. Now let's see the chart. Chart says 83 to 100 is again 110%. So for C also, his output and the rate is 110%, which we calculated as rupees 1.1. So I hope it's clear. And now for D, automatically you might be understanding D's performance was 110% and it is more than 100%. So how to calculate? It is 120% of the piece rate, ordinary piece rate. So 120%, how to calculate? 120 upon 100 into 1. That is rupees 1.2. So D would be given 1100 into 1.2. So let's have a look again. Step 1, calculate. This is step 1. We have to calculate performance in terms of percentage. Step 2, when we have calculated the percentages, we'll seeing in the table, you have to memorize it. We will be looking into this chart. Accordingly, we will be arranging the piece rates. So the piece rate ordinary is given in the question. 110% will be calculated by multiplying this. As in our case, we multiplied and we got 1.1. Then similarly 120%. This is ordinary piece rate. This is the weighted rate which we are paying him now in case the performance is more than 100. So I hope these two methods are clear to you. You can do these computation parts and you can find out that of course as the performance is increasing, the wages are increasing. And now D would be very happy for getting more wages as compared to C, and A is also happy because he is getting at least ordinary and he knows his performance is not up to the mark. And incentive starts at 83% level. So it is a good incentive system also to the beginners, that if they try again and they produce up to 83% level, more than that, they will be given extra piece rate. So efficient and experienced person, they will be of course giving their performance more than 100%. So they are very happy with this rate, that they are being given 120% of the ordinary piece rate and less penalty as Taylor was imposing very high. He was only saying two piece rates, one for the high performers, other for the very less rate for the low performers. Comparatively, Marik's multiple is a good one, a good method. But then again, the, it does not guarantee time wages. Only if the work is being done, the units are being produced, only then this system is going to give rewards. So thank you for now. We'll continue.